Hey, what is good, my fellow masters? So, if you've read my most recent community post, I was not planning on releasing a video until around mid-January-ish. But then we got the official notice of the Lostbelt No.7 Part 2 pre-release campaign, and while this pre-release was expected, I thought maybe it wouldn't be for a week or so. At any rate, the overall pre-release campaign is largely unchanged from its direct JP counterpart. But here's a brief overview of the details and, most importantly, the decent amount of SQ rewards we can look forward to, especially if you are planning to roll for either Tezcatlipoca, Tenochtitlan, or Kukulkan when Part 2 of LB7 releases around mid-January according to our event roadmap. The campaign will begin at server refresh on January 6th and last until February 3rd. There is a consecutive login bonus which will provide 7 golden apples and 7 quartz. Remember to keep those login streaks alive for this. That may seem obvious, but I've been known to miss a day or two at the weirdest times. Then there will be Lostbelt 7 related limited master missions, 2 sets of them. The first set will be available at the start of the campaign and you will have until January 13th to complete them. The missions in this set are not difficult by themselves. Complete up to 7 main quest nodes between the main story arc Part 1 and Lostbelt 7 Part 1. Clearing them all provides a combined 12 Saint Quartz and 40 5-star EXP cards. The second set of limited missions will be released on January 13th with a time period of up to February 3rd to complete them. The mission requirements are identical to the first set, having to clear a number of main quest nodes between Part 1 and LB7 Part 1. 12 more quartz can be added to your savings when they're all complete, along with 21 more 5-star EXP cards, plus 14 of each 3-star attack and HP foes. For both sets of limited missions, they will be retroactively completed if you already meet the conditions. Then for masters that are still trying to make their way through Part 1 of Lostbelt 7 Nahui Mictlān, AP costs for that story chapter will be reduced by half. This will last from the start of the campaign until the end of February. And if you're not yet at LB7, then there is the reminder that currently, for the same time period, AP costs are 0 for the main story up to and including Lostbelt 6. Though the pseudo-singularities plus LB 5.5 and LB 6.5 are not included in this AP cost reduction, unfortunately. To put more emphasis that it is highly recommended to have as many servants leveled up as possible in preparation of LB7 Part 2, all servant enhancements will have double the chance of super and great success for the duration of this campaign, though this is only for those that have already completed Part 1 of Nahui Mictlān. Also specific to those that have completed LB7 Part 1, all Treasure Vault quests will be at half AP until February 3rd, so if you need more QP to level up servants, then this should at least help a bit. And then if you have any servant interludes that need completing, then during the campaign period, they will be at half AP cost. So something to maybe tide you over if you're waiting for the next part of the story. Plus, perhaps gain a few more SQ. Then there is the Pickup Summon banner for this LB7 Part 2 pre-release. It features 2 permanent servants, an SSR and an SR unit. First up, the 5-star rider Nemo. This delicate-looking Shota ship captain is a single-target arts unit. He has a few party-wide buffs like a 1-turn increase to NP damage and attack for all allies, plus an arts boost for the party that lasts for 3 turns. The party attack and arts buffs can be further increased if Nemo's on a waterside or void space battlefield. Nemo's NP also benefits further from the aforementioned battlefields, with an NP damage increase and an ignore evasion effects. Though regardless of the field, Nemo will deal extra damage to enemies that have this super large trait. Plus, his overcharge is a 1-turn scaling NP damage steroid that activates first. His banner partner is the 4-star caster Nitocris, easily one of the best farming units in the game and not just against assassins or berserkers. After a skill rank up, she can buff her own arts effectiveness, increase her instant kill rate, and even heal the party for a good amount. She has a huge NP battery of up to 120%, which really gives her that farming edge. And outside of farming, Nitocris has an ability to remove debuffs from herself and has a guts effect for emergencies. Her NP is an AoE arts type with a scaling instant kill effect that activates first as her overcharge. Normally, this would not be ideal since enemies that are instant killed do not provide any NP refund, but in Nitocris' case, it can work to her advantage. Since most Wave 1 enemies are bronze tier, they are particularly susceptible to instant kill, and thus Nitocris can at least be effective for clearing the first wave even if the enemies are not the ideal assassin or berserker classes. Though as mentioned, both Nemo and Nitocris are permanent, so it's pretty safe to skip this banner if you don't have either of these units. Nemo will always be around each March during the Chaldea Boys collection events. He will also be on raid up at the end of the year in December. As for Nitocris, outside of a spook, there will be a chance to roll for her in late March 2026 and in December 2026. Originally, this LB7 Part 2 pre-release had a second pickup summon banner featuring Nitocris Alter, but we all know how that turned out for us. And that's the quick little overview of this pre-release and banner. The main takeaway is naturally the 31 total Saint Quartz we can obtain from this campaign, a nice amount to add to your savings. Now, unless something else comes up, my next video will probably not be until mid-January or so. I covered this in my community posts, but there are some real life things I need to catch up on. Anyway, I hope this was enjoyable in some way. Please leave a like if so. And many thanks for watching. Until the next one, cheers all.